Wow. So I was watching this documentary about diabetes, and it's like everything that I've been told by my dietitian and everybody at the diabetes clinic and everything, according to this documentary, is not right. It's designed by the makers of all these diabetic things, the pills, the insulin, all that stuff. It's designed by them um, to design these diets so that you'll need more of the pills and the insulin and all the stuff that they provide, so that you're spending more on this disease that's killing you because you're following their instructions. Well, I'm listening to that documentary that I watched, and I'm going to go by that. And if I go by that, then I should get better. So that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, aside from that, I want to talk about pro wrestling. I grew up around pro wrestling, watching pro wrestling, um, and all my life. What is that? Okay, first of all, go back to that documentary. It's called The Diabetes Solution Undefined. Ooh, there it is right there on Stremio. Um, yeah, Stremio is, this is like product placement right here because this is the site that I watch everything on. It's called the Diabetes Solution Undefined. The diabetes community has been filled with deception for the past 50 years. The typical guidelines for managing diabetes have ultimately caused suffering for millions of people with the disease. Follow a group of families and doctors as they present a solution to managing diabetes that could spare many patients from devastating complications in this seminal documentary about diabetes. Watch and organize your favorite movies and TV shows with Stremio. Blah blah blah. Okay, all right, and then there it's got a download link. I don't know. Maybe I'll put this in the description box so that you can watch it. Uh, I don't know. Maybe should I? I mean, I could. It wouldn't hurt. All right. So I'm gonna copy that. I'll put it in my little notepad here, and then when I go to upload this, I'll throw it in the description box so that you can watch this documentary. Anyway, speaking of documentaries, I'm watching a documentary series called The Dark Side of the Ring. Right now, I'm on episode 4 of season 1, The Last of the Von Erichs. Um, yeah, there's Kevin Von Erich right there. But anyway, aside from that, uh, yeah, pro wrestling has been my life. My whole life. I grew up on it. Used to watch it with my dad when I was a kid. Uh, get up every Saturday morning and watch wrestling. Uh, that was like way back before Raw came out on Mondays, right? And then Monday nights I'd watch it, and then they came out with SmackDown and then NXT, all this other stuff. Watched WWE. Grew up WWF, then it turned into WWE, whatever. And my father claimed to wrestle Dusty Rhodes back in 1962, which turned out to possibly be false. I don't know, because as soon as I got on the internet and I got around to everything, I went and I searched everything on Dusty Rhodes. He didn't start his career until the 70s. So I don't know how this is even possible. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll try this. 1962. Dusty Rhodes was an outfielder. James Lamar Dusty Rhodes was an American professional baseball player. Okay, anyway, Dusty Rhodes is the American Dream. Born in 1945, baby. So he was a year older than my father, because my father was born in 46. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the American Dream Dusty Rhodes was an American professional wrestler, booker, and trainer who most notably worked for the National Wrestling Alliance, Jim Crockett Promotions, World Championship Wrestling, and the World Wrestling Federation, later known as the WWE. Rhodes is considered as one of the greatest wrestlers and talkers in the history of professional wrestling. Now, at this point, I really don't care if my father wrestled him or not. Uh, the fact is, him telling me that got me interested in the business and more interested in watching wrestling because, like, hey, my father was a wrestler, which is true. He was a wrestler in high school. He did, whatever. But he said that he was in, crap, I can't, in Washington. He lived in Washington at the time, right? And so they wrestled around the state, and 25 bucks a night, and then on the weekends it was the TV tapings. I still, I even looked those up. I couldn't find those at all. Um, blah blah blah. Dusty Rhodes debut 1967. Right? So, maybe. Okay, so where did I read the 70s? I don't know. But anyway, he was born in Austin, Texas. It doesn't say anything about him going out to, wrestling in Washington. Tacoma? That's where my father lived at the time. He lived in Tacoma, Washington. Um, Early career. After graduating from Albert Sidney Johnson High School in Austin, Rhodes played baseball and football at West Texas State, now known as West Texas A&M University. Turning professional, Rhodes tried out for the American Football League's Boston Patriots, but he was cut. Then he played for the Hartford Charter Oaks in the Continental Football League until the team folded. 1967, Rhodes saw an advertisement in a newspaper for. See, and that's when he started in the business. It's 1967, and by that time, my father had already been married to my mother for a year, living up here in Canada. So there is no way he could have wrestled Dusty Rhodes in 1962 when he was wrestling for his high school in Tucson, Arizona. But one thing is true. My father graduated from the same high school as Ted Bundy, the serial killer, in the same year, in the same school in Tucson, Arizona. I don't know if they knew each other. I don't know if they were friends, but that's that is a proven fact. You can look that up. Look that up myself, and it's like, wow. So I don't know. Never really got into that, but my dad said that he knew him, which is crazy. But it was before he was a serial killer, so it wasn't like, hey, I knew a serial killer. The guy that went to high school with him did all the serial killing after that. But anyway, aside from that, the whole professional wrestling thing, I wanted to be a professional wrestler. But if you know me, you know I was born with a heart condition. Um, Basically, half my heart was upside down with transposition of the greater arteries or vessels or whatever you want to call it. And my health wasn't good, or so I was told. Right? So I gave up on that really quick. I never worked out, never did anything like that, and I just suffered and just watched professional wrestling, and that was the extent of it. Knowing what I know now, I could have. I could have trained back then. I could have, done the whole high school wrestling thing. I could have done the exact same thing that my father did when he was in high school. And I could have been a professional wrestler. I could be in AEW right now, wrestling alongside with Chris Jericho and all that. But because of my heart condition, because of what I was told back then, I never pursued it. And yeah, but that doesn't stop me from living out my wrestling characters. Like I did that growing up. Yeah, I was always like, I'm going to beat you up, like all this stuff. And, playing around with my friends doing the whole macho stuff. I had a friend named Dean, and growing up, we used to, just do like little wrestling scenarios, and we did the promos and stuff, and, uh, just wrestled around basically on his bed because his mother at the time was in the hospital a lot, so he was at home by himself, and I'd go over there and hang out with him, and we'd use his bed because it was soft and it was a mattress, and we did that anyway. And we used to wrestle, we used to do, we used to cut promos and get in each other's faces and stuff like that, and it was fun. It was fun. And I loved that personality that I made for myself. Maybe I should do that again. Like I've got that mm, and it's ingrained into me. It's probably because of my father, because I grew up watching wrestling. And right now, yeah, like I said, I'm watching The Dark Side of the Ring. It's a documentary series. There's 3 seasons. I'm on the first season now, and it's really good, really good. And maybe I should get back into that and do the whole wrestling thing, do the whole wrestling persona. Get into that, get into shape. Like I am training for wrestling. It's too late to actually get into wrestling. I'm way too thin. I'd probably break. I'd probably get broken in half if I tried. But that doesn't stop me. That no, that won't stop me from cutting promos. That won't stop me from having the same wrestling persona that I've always had. Maybe I should incorporate that into these videos, and then people will see me for who I should be. Be more entertaining. More people will watch. More people will get involved with this thing. Maybe I should. Maybe, just maybe, I should start training with this and do the weight thing. Get my arms in shape. Get over this whole diabetic crap. Get healthier and just, you know, why not? Why not? What's stopping me? You're not stopping me. I'm stopping me. So I got to stop stopping me and just let myself go. Be more entertaining, be more with it, be more excited about stuff. It's like I've been telling my friend Jacob, his videos are boring. They are. They are. And that's just constructive criticism. That's not putting him down or anything like that. That is the honest truth. Because he's not exuding himself. I don't even know if that's a real word or not, but I don't care. I like making shit up. Anyway, because he's not putting everything into it like he should be, like I am doing right now. You know, yeah, people need to be themselves. Not like, well, today this video is about this, and I'm going to talk about. No, no, this video. This video right here is about me changing my ways and being the person that I should be. Who cares if I'm missing teeth? Who cares if I'm like 120 pounds? Who cares if I have diabetes? I'm getting over it. I am determined to get my blood sugar down low enough and keep it down low enough so that I can get past this whole thing and be the person that you deserve to see, not the person that I am, the person that I should be. And that's what I'm going to do starting tomorrow. Because today it's too late in the day to start anything. Or maybe I could work out a bit. But I am going to start. And I'm going to be the person that you deserve to see. Mark my words. Because I don't care what you think. I just know that I need to be something different than I have been. This whole thing here, this whole persona of me being somebody that's just sitting here talking about shit, talking about different topics every day, fine, I'll do that. But it's going to be different. It's going to be personal. It's going to change the world.